What I liked with that also is that you're kind of mean, and we need that. When you need to be, not over the top.
California Governor Gavin Newsome went on Bill Maher's Real-Time show, and Bill Maher accused Gavin Newsome of being mean. And unsurprisingly, Gavin Newsome pushed back on that. So we're going to take a look at some clips of this interview between Bill Maher and Gavin Newsome, how that went, and I'm going to interject with some of my thoughts. So let's take a look here at some clips.
The last couple of years, you've purposely picked this fight with the red states. I mean, the DeSantis. Yeah, but I don't want to live in the Civil War country.
I agree with that.
You know what? Well, but you seem like you purposely want to set up this dichotomy between, this is a blue state and that's a red state. Yeah. And I don't want to live in that country. I like Florida.
I'm with you. And by the way, I like Florida as well. I like all these states. I completely agree. I don't want to have a state of mind that's a constant fight or flight. We've gone through so much. We've been polarized and traumatized. It's been a tough 5-6 years across the globe, not just in this country. That said, I'm not going to sit back and watch. You made the point just a moment ago in your monologue. You got folks out there trying to bring us back to a pre-1960s world. America in reverse.
Now, before we get into all of these points that Gavin Newsome is going to make, I'm going to start by saying the Democrats set themselves up for this. Even Bill Maher, who I think most people, whether you would say you like Bill Maher or you don't like Bill Maher, the guy's kind of a jerk. But you have all these different people on the right, led by Donald Trump, but people like Donald Trump, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Ted Cruz, so many of the right-wing pundits, the people on Fox News, the people on YouTube who are right-wing pundits, these people are mean. But whenever the Democrats push back even a little bit, then the right-wingers clutch their pearls and say, oh, how dare you? You're so mean. How could you be so... It's bullshit. But that's the double standard. The Republicans basically get to say whatever they want, no matter how mean it is. And if Democrats push back even a little bit, then they're viewed as the mean ones. And the strategy of trying to be the nice guys doesn't work for Democrats. So Joe Biden has spent so much of his career talking about how he wants to work with his good friends on the Republican side, like Mitch McConnell, and then his good friends on the Republican side kick him in the teeth.
Reverse, rolling back voting rights, LGBTQ rights, women's rights, not just access to abortion, but contraception. I mean, it's a profound and consequential moment. And you could sit by and say, well, I really want to get along, as these guys are rolling back the clock, or you can stand tall and assert yourself. And the reason I started to go into those red states, the reason I started to take on DeSantis, and the reason I started doing ads in these red states is I didn't feel my party was doing enough. It was CRT one year.
And I would agree with Gavin Newsome's assessment here. He's one of the very few Democratic establishment figures who are actual fighters. Yeah, you have Bernie and the squad who will fight, and even a little more progressive, but still Democratic establishment, somebody like Elizabeth Warren. But Bernie and the squad, the media hates them. And the centrist media that wants everything to be both sides are equally bad, they love to punch back at Bernie and the squad. But Gavin Newsome is an establishment Democrat politician. No matter, I mean, these are policies aside, but he's a guy who actually fights, unlike most of the Democratic Party, whereas the Republicans are constantly fighting. They're constantly on the offensive. They're constantly name-calling, and name-calling isn't the right way to go about things politically. I think you can fight and be strong in a way that you aren't just insulting, which is most of what the right-wingers do. Donald Trump is basically an insult comic at this point. And so many of, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, these types, they're just internet trolls. But to actually fight on policy, there aren't a whole lot of Democrats doing that.
And then it's ESG and it's DEI, anything with 3 letters. These guys keep coming, and they're shape-shifting, and they're trying. And so, but it's true, right? And I just felt there was a little timidity in our party. And I thought we needed to call this stuff out. These guys are being on a banning binge across this country. You want to talk about cancel culture? Look at the Republican Party. Ask Bud Light, Target, Disney. That's just the private sector. Banning speech, not just in the classroom, but in the boardroom as it relates to issues of race. Look what they've done. 3,362 books just last year they're banning. This is a serious and consequential moment. It's the cultural purge that's going on in this country. And so I just felt like we needed to call that out as Democrats and put them on the defensive, since we're consistently on our heels as a Democratic Party, even though
And Newsom is entirely right about this. All you have to do is go into, this idea of Republicans. Anytime Democrats push back, the right-wingers want to talk about, oh, civility, where's the civility? Well, all you have to do is go on to any social media platform, and I'm sure there will be comments on this video, and talk about something like Medicare for All, which a majority of Americans support. You talk about Medicare for All, you try to talk about that in a respectable way without insulting people, and see how quickly you start getting hit with name calling. Talk about, something like free school lunches, and see how quickly communism and socialism and all these words start getting thrown out there, and libtard and, these kind of insults. So this idea that, Republicans want to clutch their pearls anytime Democrats push back even a little bit is hilarious to me. And like Gavin Newsom or not, policy-wise, what he's saying here is exactly correct, in my opinion.
I think the facts bear out our case significantly better than the case on the other side. But again, Bill, I say all that with love in my heart, with love in my heart. And I mean that, man. I don't talk down to people. I don't want to talk past people. Everyone wants to be respected, connected, and protected. And we all want to be.
Everything Gavin Newsom is saying here, he's not calling anybody names. He's not throwing out insults, which you see on a daily basis on Fox News and right-wing media and interviews with politicians. It's always socialist, communist, Marxist, liberals are destroying the country, blah, blah, blah.
Be loved and need to be loved. I'm with you on all that. At the same time, man, when you're going after the LGBT community and talking down to people and humiliating folks, you're threatening to sue the Special Olympians, when you're going after the black community and trying to rewrite history and saying slavery somehow was some workforce development program, damn it, we have to call that stuff out. Off my high horse.
Can you?
So I don't really know what Bill Maher wants exactly out of this. Does he not want a Democrat that's going to fight? I mean, we have a 50-50 electorate at this point, where we're pretty much split. The Congress is split. The next election is pretty much a coin toss in terms of Biden versus Trump. So I think the Democrats, if they're going to win, they have to have people who are fighters. And Gavin Newsom is a person who fights back. He's not going to take this nonsense name-calling and constant insults from Democrats. He's not going to take these constant insults from Republicans, who are the typical bully who shoves people around, and as soon as anybody fights back, they go and cry to mommy. Gavin Newsom isn't going to put up with that. But what do you think? Who's right here? Do you think Gavin Newsom is correct that Democrats are timid and should be fighting back more against Republicans? Or do you agree with Bill Maher? I think it's funny for Bill Maher to call anyone mean, but do you think Bill Maher is right here that it's a little mean? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.